What's going on, good people? How we doing? I'm sorry I'm so late. I thought I wasn't going to make it. I put out a message saying that it wasn't going to be alive, and I didn't make it. You see how late it is. So this is going to be a special, super late night Giants talk, man. Shout out to the people that are already in the building. Make sure you hit that like button, man. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody enjoyed their Saturday. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I feel good. Hopefully everybody else feels good. And again, my apologies, man. I was late. I canceled the show. Got home late, and I said, you know what? There's still a little bit of time to see if the people won't mess with me. So shout out to y'all, man. Let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if the visual is good. Just give me a thumbs up in the comment section, or just say you're good in the comment section. And we're gonna talk about some things. Obviously, it's Philly week. It's Philly week. Stay energized for that. Obviously, there's something, big at stake, pause, with this situation. Could it be the first time in a long time that the New York Giants beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia? I hope so. Is it going to be the first time in a long time that the New York Giants sweep the Philadelphia Eagles? You see the thumbnail. But yeah, man, you know what? It didn't feel right. It didn't feel right to not have this show, even though it was going to be late. So I appreciate the people for vibing with me still, even though I'm way behind schedule. So I'm gonna do a quick roll call before we get into things. Shout out to my man Will Clapp in the building. He said Dash is Bishop. I understand. No. How you doing, Will? Or how you doing, Bishop? Which one you want to go by? Let me know. Mr. Yellow Hat, what's going on? Said we in here. Nah, that's a fact, man. And I saw your message, man. I replied to you. Yeah, man, I wasn't gonna make it. I said, yeah, I ain't gonna make it. Let me go ahead and put out a message, let the people know. It's Philly week, though. We gotta make something happen. Gotta make something shake. Mrs. Dash said, yeah, go ahead and hang out with the people. I said, yeah, it's late, but let's see what's happening. What was it? Michael Elliott says, high hopes for tomorrow. Let's go, Big Blue. That's a fact. Manny Banks says, yo, what's going on, Manny? OKC, what's going on, OKC? Says, Dash, you made it. That's what's up. Let's talk. Frying these birds. That's a fact. Birds are on the menu. Roasted, fried, barbecue. It's all on the menu. That's a fact. Mr. February says, what's good, Dash? I eat pigeon soup tomorrow after the Giants win. Yeah, hopefully everybody gets a bowl of pigeon soup. I hope so. Puma J says, yo, what's going on, Puma? Noob says, first season as a Giants fan actually watching games and couldn't be more happy. Listen, salute to you. Because I'm not, obviously it's not my first year, but the Giants are actually entertaining this year. Now, if we can throw some more wins together, it'd be even better. Manny says, let's effing go Giants. That's a fact. That dark friend, what's going on, man? He said, I just finished a video and saw this was going live. He said, thought it was canceled. Yeah, it was canceled. I was late getting back to the crib. Didn't think I was going to make it. Then I made it late. But we still here. Kenya says, you good, Dash. Thank you very much. Let me know that I'm good. Vocals is good. Visual is good. That's a fact, Manny. That's a fact. Thanks for the thumbs up, Jamise. Kevin Wilson said, what's good, Dash? We getting that dub tomorrow. Let's go. That's a fact. We getting them brooms out the closet. We sweeping people up tomorrow, man. We sweeping people up. What's it? I am hip hop. 974 says, yo, Big Dash, just chill. That's what's up. Bring out the broom. That's a fact. That's what we doing. You see it. The energy and the vibes is right tonight. Again, I appreciate everybody for vibing with me on this super late night Giants talk, man. So obviously, we saw that Graham Gano is going to be the kicker. That's a fact, Mark. Yeah, I was canceling it. I didn't think I was going to make it back in order to go live. Obviously, I didn't make it back in time to go live. But, I was sitting down. I was like, you know what? My show usually ends around 11 o'clock anyway. I said, let me go ahead and hop on for like a half an hour or so, see how the vibes are going still, and talk to my people, man. So shout out to the Giants fans that's in the building already. Can't wait. I know the energy is live for real. Shout out to Peace and Love with the 199 super chat. Oh, sorry. Peace and Love is God. Let me get that right. He said, we need this win, and Dash, I need that intro song. That intro song is from my man Nove9. You can follow him on YouTube. Follow him on Instagram as well. It's Nove9, Nov9. That's family there too, man. That's one of my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law's brother. He made that beat. Shout out to him. Shaman Hellman says Peach Big Blue Nation. That's a fact. Jesse Montanez. I got you. Brother, we coming for the sweep live, North Philadelphia hood, go Big Blue. That's a fact. Shout out to the people behind enemy lines already. Manny Banks says the Jags finding a trade for Brian Thomas. Giants should go get him and pair him with Neighbors. I saw that earlier today, man. I was wondering where that came from. So we could talk about that for a little bit too, man, because I've been going back and forth with the whole trade for a wide receiver. What's it going to cost? Who you going to get? You know, what kind of draft capital is going to cost you? I think it was Diana Rossini that said something this morning about the Jags fielding calls for Brian Thomas Jr. And I'm like, that's one of those names that are very intriguing, because what we need is what he does on this team, and he complements Malik Neighbors already. We saw that in college. I don't know what the Jags are thinking, because he's a solid wide receiver, even better than solid. And if they're willing to get rid of him, maybe it's the what's his name? Doggone Hunter. Maybe it's because of Travis Hunter emerging as a wide receiver. Maybe that has something to do with it. But if he's on, if they're listening to calls, Joe Shane, pick up the phone. I will give a 2 for Brian Thomas Jr. for sure, 100%. I'll give up that 2 for Brian Thomas quicker than Chris Olave if we're gonna be serious. Let me know what you guys think, man. That's definitely a target out there. Because again, you already got that chemistry with Malik Neighbors. You played with him before. Why not? Why not? If we can get that done, we get that done for sure. So we go on. Shout out to Luann Shadash. I thought you weren't going to be on tonight. Yeah, I thought I wasn't going to be on either. I almost wasn't. Like I said, I got back to the crib late. I was sitting there. I started watching some college ball. I looked at the time. I said, normally I'm still live at this time. I said, let's see if the people still going to rock with me tonight. And again, salute to the 75 people in the building already. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. But when you hit that like button, it lets the algorithm know that the Giants in the building, and it'll send this out to all the other Giant fans out there for sure. Money Mike, what's going on, Money Mike? It says AJ out, but Adebo out too. Shaking my head. Yeah, I saw that AJ Brown is out. Cam Jurgens is out too, so they missing starting offensive lineman. They're missing their number 1 wide receiver, so that's dope for me. Cam Jurgens not being available is fire, because I need Dex to have one of these Dex games. And as soon as that happens, everybody else is going to feast. Everybody else is feasting already, man. That defensive front is feasting already. We have not seen Dex get off yet. Pause. So I'm waiting for that big day from Dex. Since we're in Philadelphia too, man. How about a day for Abdul Carter as well? Can we get that? My man is got pressures for days. Getting all the QB pressures. Can we turn those into sacks tomorrow? Hopefully. Giants fans or Giants players. Some of y'all might be chilling right now, late night in a hotel. You know what I mean? Maybe you got this on. Salute to you guys if you are in the building. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck tomorrow. You never know who's watching. Never know who's watching. Late night YouTube, when you're strolling, you click on almost anything sometimes. Hopefully, they find this channel for sure. Mr. February says, the only thing I need Gano to do tomorrow is to make all his kicks. Now, that's a fact. I don't need him getting hurt either. So I'm curious to see what they do as far as kickoffs, because we saw that Jamie Gillen was doing some of the kickoffs last week. I wonder if they keep it that way. I don't want Graham Gano out here chasing people and getting hurt again. I don't need him getting hurt in the warm-ups. I've been out of the loop today a little bit, had some running around to do. Smog checks and all this stuff for the cars, got registration time and all. I've been running around, running mad errands today. Too much information, but I'm just saying this. I've been busy. I've been out of the loop. I saw the Brian Thomas trade rumors this morning. I didn't. You know what? Somebody let me know, because I didn't get a chance to check before I came on here. Did we also elevate Cool? So do we have 2 kickers on the roster tomorrow? I'm curious to see if anybody knows that already. If we got that news, whether or not Koo got elevated from the practice squad too, I'm curious to see. Because if so, I got some things to talk about too. That adds another subject to what we talking about tonight for sure. Money Mike says, is Burns playing? As far as I know, Burns is playing. He made the trip. And if they give him the okay, Burns is tough as nails. He's gonna play if they give him the okay. And I think he practiced limited on Friday, so he's probably gonna play. Also, he said that at his locker that he was gonna play. So I think he's gonna play tomorrow. Jesse says, let's get AJ Brown. He's lonely. Listen, that's one trade. No GM's dumb enough to make that trade in the division. They're not making that trade. They would rather just sit him down than to trade him this year. That's not happening. He'll just be disgruntled on the Eagles. I think that's the only thing you can see happening for sure. But I wish. Mr. Fairway also saying Burns is playing tomorrow. That's a fact. That dark friend says T-Law hates throwing to BT for some reason. That's crazy too, because last year he almost beat Malik Neighbors with receptions last year, right? He was leading for the most part. Like he was throwing that ball to Brian Thomas like crazy last year. This year, I don't know, man. But also the Jags, man. You know how some teams are better than their record, and then you got some teams that are worse than what their record is. The Jags might be worse than what their record is, man. That offense looks horrible. And it's crazy because they paid that man a lot of money, and they got a lot of weapons around them. They even got some running backs and everything. I don't know what's going on with the Jags. They got new coaching and all that, and they don't look good. They don't look good. Clifton looked like he giving me some predictions. He says Cowboys 10-6-1, Eagles 9-8, Commanders 7-10, Giants 5-12. So you got us only winning 3 more games, huh? I don't know about that, Clifton. I don't know about that. We'll talk about that tomorrow after the game. Luann says, I'm glad you're here now. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are here too. Glad you guys tuning in. Jesse says, get the receiver from Cincinnati. Which one you talking about? You talking about not Boyd. What's his name? Higgins? You talking about Higgins? I don't think Cincinnati's giving anybody up. You got Joe Burrow on the sideline. You know, he's clapping it up. They're not giving up those weapons yet. And I believe they just paid him too. Didn't they just pay Higgins? That money's already spent. They're not getting rid of that. They know what kind of season it is. They know that season was lost as soon as Joe Burrow got hurt. And we saw it. They got the win with Flacco last week. Was that last? Yeah, it was last week. They're not doing that. Yeah, they're not going to blow up that team yet. As long as you got Joe Burrow, to his point, Joe Burrow said, as long as I'm here, the Super Bowl window is open. He meant that. Basquiat says, I give a 2 and Tay Banks for Brian Thomas. Listen, 100%. Even my man Mark, we already, you know how we talk about things. Right? He said, Mark says Brian Thomas I would consider. He's only in year 2, proven. Let's get him. Yeah, I'm telling you. I saw that this morning. I was like, oh, really? That's a move that you can make. I will give a 2 up for Brian Thomas. If they want Tay Banks too, go ahead and take him. They just did that silly swap. Who was it with Cleveland? Was it with Cleveland? They gave up a cornerback, right? It is what it is. Jesse said, bro, let's adopt AJ Brown. I wish. Mark says, seems Thomas doesn't fit the scheme. Man, you got to make it fit. Pause. In that situation, if you can get him on the squad, time to switch up the offense. Time to switch up some things. For sure. I'm sorry. You mean for the Jags? Listen, it's late. It's super late. I got what you mean. You mean, yeah. It kind of seems like that with the new coach. It kind of seems like that. He's not getting the targets, and I don't know what it is. I'm not too familiar with Cohen like that to see what his offense looked like last year before he got, hired as a head coach. So, I mean, I actually, you know what? I really don't care that much either. But maybe that is. It could be a scheme issue. It could be a scheme fit. You know how it is. You get a new GM, you get a new head coach. You like your guys are your guys, and maybe he don't fit this. If he don't fit the scheme, listen, Joe Shane, if you're watching, Joe Shane, you probably up right now. Joe Shane, if you're watching, get on the phone with the Sheik or whoever else. What's the? I can't remember the respectfully, the Eddie Munster looking dude that's the GM for the Jags, because I can't remember. Gladstone, I think it's Gladstone. Get on the phone with somebody. You make that kind of move. That number, listen, you figure right now when you look at PFF in the mock draft, that second round pick is around the 40th pick. That's a nice pick to have. So Jacksonville Jaguars, if you're watching, that's a nice pick to have. Because the Giants, anywhere between like 40 and 50 in that second round, that's probably what we're going to be picking. Probably, unless we make the playoffs. Then, we definitely win the trade then. Manny says 2027 second round and a 2026 fifth round, and Tay Banks, they're not taking that. 2027 second round? Nah. We got to give him something this year. I knew, when you was typing that, you knew that wasn't going to work. A 2027? And then you just throwing Tay Banks just to get him off the team. I see what you're doing. You're not slick, man. I see what you're doing. But nah, in all honesty, I want to say this to Tay Banks. If he's watching, maybe not. Maybe he's asleep. I don't know. Tay Banks, you got an opportunity tomorrow. Actually, I don't know what they're going to do as far as cornerbacks goes. I saw a lot of Art Green talk. We brought back Corey Black. But Tay Banks, if you end up being on that field, this is one of those games where we definitely need you. If you want to get some credit back with the fan base, tomorrow will be a good place to start. Shout out to Tay Banks. Shout out to Tay Banks. If you're wearing the jersey, if you're rocking the blue, I got to ride with you. I got to ride with you. Because, listen, I can't worry about... Actually, I'm lying. I can worry about trades, but obviously nothing's going to happen between now and the game. So, I got to cheer. I got to cheer for Tay Banks tomorrow for sure. I saw that. A lot of fans were upset about it. A lot of fans were upset about A.J. Brown not playing. The funny thing is like that first game, it was almost like he wasn't playing either. Now, Jalen Hurts missed him twice. One was for a touchdown, too. But yeah, they had the clamps on him in the first game. It is what it is. Listen, I'm happy he's not playing either, because just look at no Adebo, no Holland. So we're going with Nubin and Belton back there. And one thing about Belton fools me a lot. Because Belton come out of nowhere, have a fantastic game when you're not really depending on him or not really looking to see him make some plays. And then when you want him, you say, okay, let's see how he is in the starting role. And then all of a sudden, things start to look funny in the light. But again, Belton, I don't know. Maybe you're watching. I need a big game from you too. Tomorrow. We trying to sweep these Eagles, man. Shout out to Lord Brunson, man. I'm pretty sure you guys know who Lord Brunson is. He is a Philadelphia Eagles content creator. Lord Brunson had a little, not even a little back and forth, just had a little comments back and forth about the New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles. He asked me if I really thought we were going to sweep the Eagles. And like 100%, like, I'm not doing this for show. I really do believe the New York Giants are bringing the brooms out tomorrow. Like, I really do. I want that bad in the link. Like, for real. I've been waiting a long time for this. And hopefully, we get that dub tomorrow. That's what it's about. What's it? Breaking NYG says, let's get the broom and dustpan out, man. We're back. You know what's crazy? I don't even want the dustpan. We going old school. Down south, old school, where they swept the dust out of the front door. I don't even want the dustpan. We sweeping them right out the front door. No dustpan. Old school. Luann says maybe the Giants can trade for A.J. Brown, but I think he has a no-trade clause. I doubt a wide receiver has a no-trade clause. I really do. I really do doubt that. I would have to look that up to make sure, but I don't think he has a trade clause. I really don't. Jesse says time for Boots to Asses 2.0. I wish. That's what I want, man. That's what I want. Oh, they didn't? Oh, you said yet, yet. See, that's what I get for trying to read too fast. They did not activate cool yet. Okay, yet. You know what's crazy about that too, man? We shouldn't even feel this way about the kicking situation. But just the history behind it makes us nervous about this kicking situation. I don't like I said, I can't trust Graham Gano. I can't trust him. The man got hurt in warm-ups. Like you chasing somebody and pulling a hamstring, that's one thing. You trying to run down a returner. Sorry, it's returner. But getting hurt in warm-ups, that's when you gotta look at yourself like it might be time to hang it up. It just might be time. Shout out to Rage B. Was it Rage B 421? I would love the Giants to sweep the Eagles, but after last week's game, I don't trust Dable or Joe Shane or Bruce or Shane Bowen or Mike Kafka in some cases. Nah, I get what you're saying, man. Listen, that collapse was epic, like epic. A lot of things had to go wrong. I thought a lot of the blame went to the coaches. A lot of blame needs to go to the players as well. Shout out to Carl Banks. Carl Banks always, talks me off the ledge after games. Because I be going off. You guys see the live when y'all tune in. I be going off. Like, I be going off. Snapping. And then I sleep on it. Wake up after that, watch the game back and see that sometimes these players just got to execute. Now, it's up to the coaches to put the players in the right situations. But at the end of the day, if the coach is calling this play, you got to execute. That ball was in the air for 30 yards. Somebody should have been able to make a play on that ball. It should have not had just fallen in that guy's hands like that with all those Giants around. But I don't want to talk about last week. It's Philly week. It's Philly week. Boat Josh says, wonder if the Giants finally learn how to be a winning team by season's end. Carry that momentum into next year. That's one thing they need to do. They got to learn how to start winning games. Closing out games. That's the problem with the New York Giants. The sights and sounds from the, what week was that? From the Philadelphia game. You saw Shane Bowen in the fourth quarter yelling at people, finish. Now go finish. We don't know how to finish. That's the problem. We don't know how to finish on defense. But I can't remember who said this in the spaces. But the New York Giants need to learn how to play with a lead. We don't have that killer instinct on offense, especially when we get into the second half. If we got a lead, it's like we take the foot off the gas. No. If we learn anything from last week is you never take your foot off the gas. That was historic stuff that happened last week. That comeback was historic. It's going to be in the record books forever. You probably will never see anything like that for another 100 years. Me, you, the people watch, we will definitely not see anything like that again. Most likely. Slim chances. Very slim chances. We probably have great grandkids next time something like that happens if we still, rolling around on this earth. But we got to learn how to finish, and we also got to learn how to play with the lead. Don't take your foot off the gas. Show no mercy. That's what these coaches need to do. They gotta learn. And heartbreak like last week, you definitely need to learn from that. Definitely. You said the Commanders a Temu team. Where'd that even come from? I must have missed something earlier. But I like that comment, Boat Josh, for real. Shaman says, want to see 91 Alexander step up the next few weeks. I think he is. He's getting better. He's getting better. You're seeing it happen real time. I remember Andre Patterson. I think it was after the second game where people were talking about, well, when is Darius Alexander going to be ready? And he said, you don't want to rush him. I don't want to rush him. They put him in the next game and he looked fine. So was it the coaches messing around and not playing with him, or he really wasn't ready? I think it's the first thing. I think they was playing around and not playing him. But yeah, he's stepping it up for sure. I think he's stepping it up. He can be better. William Horton, what's going on, William Horton? Clifton says 5-12 is accurate for the Giants. Yes, it is. It is accurate, but I ain't feeling it. That's it, man. It's absolutely accurate. It's something that's very realistic. I don't want to have it right now. I'm not going for it. Listen, I need at least 7 wins this year. I need at least 7 more. I'm sorry. I need at least 7 wins, not 7 more. I need at least 5 more. That's what I need at least. At least I need 7 and 10 at least. If 5 and 12 happens, we talking about cleaning house again, which I'm not against. I'm not against that. I'm all for getting the right people in the building that deserve to be here, and well, not deserve to be here, that can earn their way in here. I'm all for that. I'm just saying, for me as a New York Giants fan, I want to see this team win. I'll take my wins now and later. It is what it is. Shout out to Anthony Rojas 5560 says Giants are trash. How do you have a podcast? Listen, Anthony, it's not hard to get a podcast. All you have to do is have a YouTube membership, which you do because you're able to comment. And all you have to do after that is hit the record button. And if people like you, they'll listen to you. If people don't like you, then they won't listen to you. So that's how I have a podcast, man. Thank you. Look at you. Appreciate you. And guess what? You just helped out the algorithm with your commenting. So that's why I have a podcast. Are you an Eagles fan? Maybe. I don't know. But shout out to Anthony Rojas 5560 for coming in here and trolling. We love the trolls. Jesse says, how about Waddle? I don't think the Waddle thing is real. Miami would have to admit, which to me they already have admit, that the season is done, is cooked. Tyreek Hill going out for the season, might be done, might be retiring after his injury. So you're not going to give up Waddle. They got issues bigger than that though, because that quarterback, the situation they got going on with Tua right now, it's just all around bad. Like all around bad. So we'll see what happens. I think Mike McDaniel's holding on by a thread. I thought he was actually going to be fired last week after the same week when we when we blew it. I thought Mike McDaniel was going to be going that morning. Didn't happen. Luann says, even if we lose tomorrow, we can still make a run. Dart is good at it. Listen, Luann, I appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. I'm not trying to lose tomorrow. One thing at a time. I'm not trying to lose tomorrow. SMS Moon says, secondary is beyond suspect. I honestly don't know what to expect tomorrow. Me neither. We got to figure that out. Sean Jackson says, what's good, Big Dash, bro? I'm a native New Yorker that lives in Delaware, which is unfortunately Eagles country. My man Ivan live in Delaware too. He said, man, you don't know how great sweeping the Eagles would feel, especially living here. I got a little bit of an idea. I do have a little bit of an idea. Where we at right now? I'm about 14 minutes behind in the comments. Mr. Cheesecake says late night day. Yeah, that's a fact, man. I appreciate everybody for vibing with me. Garrett Shelton, shout out to Garrett Shelton. He says, as a Broncos fan, can we all be friends now, since tomorrow the Broncos will do you a solid and beat the Cowgirls? Listen, I don't think we were ever not friends, man. It got nasty. It got nasty. It got a little disrespectful, especially on social media. Not here though. We keep it respectful here. Friendly competition and all that. But yeah, I definitely need y'all to beat the Cowboys tomorrow. I will definitely be rooting for the Broncos tomorrow against the Cowboys. 100%. 100%. Let's see, we go. It was a J Stein 3607 says, y'all better take Eagles' heads off. Nah, that's a fact. We cook them. There's bird on the menu tomorrow. Smoked, barbecued, fried. However you want it, bird is on the menu. Po' boys, whatever you want. Eagle Phillies, Eagle cheese, whatever you want, whatever. That's what we're doing. We already got some predictions in here. Giants 30-17. Giants 10-7. Hilarious. Listen, a dub is a dub. That's what they say, right? A dub is a dub. A dub is a dub. Hirsch, for real, what's going on, Hirsch? He says, I don't see Jags trading Brian Thomas Jr. He's on a rookie contract for a while. I didn't see it happening either. He was not on the cards for me. But we saw the rumor from Diana Rossini, who, you know what I mean, is official. And I don't think she would have commented on it if it wasn't at least a little bit true. At least a little bit. Prime Time 8169 says, sweep. That's a fact. Get the brooms out. We sweeping. My man Mark says Brown out helps our secondary. Jurgens out is an opportunity for Dex 100%. And then also Landon Dickerson, no matter, even if he's playing, he's still not 100%. That guy's not 100%. And you can see it in the Eagles' run game. Knock on wood. I don't want them to get it together tomorrow, because that would be something that happens. A team that has not had success running the ball, get it together. How about we get it together and get this sweep? Let's complete the sweep tomorrow. That's what we need to do. Clifton says Jets will trade Garrett Wilson for a first at the deadline. Who's giving up the first? I'll take Garrett Wilson too. I'll take Garrett Wilson for sure. I think the Brian Thomas though. I think that it just feels right. Pause. I do. Prime Time says broom season. That's a fact. Patch, what's going on, Patch? You said Flat Island versus Smitty. Give me Flat. Let's go Big Blue. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting because that Smitty does turn into the wide receiver one for them. And I do believe that Flat is going to be the one that gets that assignment. Now, I do also think. Well, I thought before AJ Brown, was out that we were going to go more zone, but with him being out, I think Bowen sticks to what he does and off man in the secondary. I think that's what happens. And if we can get home with the pass rush, I think we're in a good spot. Obviously, we got to stop the run though first, for sure. Money Mike says give Jags a second Hyatt and Banks easy, and I see you laughing after that because you already know. Darius Slayton is making his comeback tomorrow, so I'm curious to see what he does. It got to be like a redemption song for him though, because we needed him to step up. We needed him to step up in that Saints game. Obviously, he got hurt, and then he had the drops, he had the fumbles and stuff like that. And we haven't seen him since. Man, I need Darius Slayton to do something tomorrow. And a lot of people, I know how a lot of people feel about it. But at the end of the day, nobody else is really walking through that door. So I need a big game from Darius Slayton. I do. Jackson Dart needs him. I keep trying to push for Hyatt, but man, it's falling on deaf ears. At least he's getting a couple targets now, but he has not made that play yet. He had a couple catches, but we have not seen that play yet from Hyatt, man. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Money Mike said Lord Brunson be talking crazy. Nah, I like Lord Brunson, man. Nah, Lord Brunson is cool, man. He's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. That's the best way that I can say it. Talk a lot of trash. Can back up the trash talking because they are winning. Now I enjoy watching those guys when they what's it called, the NFC East Super Friends. Him, Louis T, Bad Dog, Law Nation. I watched that show. Shout out to them. I was so happy to see Bad Dog talk a little bit more trash now. Because I was getting upset, man, because Bad Dog would be in those shows and he would just he was down on the Giants, rightfully so. He was keeping it real. He kept it real on how he felt about the Giants. But I was like, man, come on. Not in front of these guys, man. If we gotta lie, we gotta lie a little bit. We gotta lie just a little bit. Shout out to the big move with the $2 super chat. He says 10 games left. Let's go 7-3. We can do it. Listen, that would be phenomenal. To go 7-3 in these last 10 games, that would be phenomenal. You would have to have a hell of a run. It would have to be a hell of a run. Shout out to my man Tudo in the building with the $9.99 super chat. He says, salute and respects to Big Dash fam and crew and all the diehard Giants fans across the pond. Greetings from our entire club currently in Sydney, Australia. We're 6-4 in our division and shocking the world. Please, slap all stinky boys. Fist pump. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to being in Australia too. One day maybe I can get out there. They said that flight is like 13, 16 hours, something crazy like that. Shout out to my man James Kunzel though. He lives out there in Sydney, Australia. Guy I went to high school with, man. I remember I talked to him. It was probably like 6, 7 years ago. I was talking to him through Facebook. I said, "Man, when you coming?" He said, "I ain't never coming back to the States." He went out there. He loves it out there. Peaceful. He ain't got to worry about nothing crazy except for all the deadly ass animals that's out there, and it's a lot of them, and the big ass spiders that they got too. It's ridiculous. No thanks. No thanks. But shout out to my man James. TD Midas, what's going on? He says Giants went and hired a DEI kicker, foreign exchange. Listen, y'all, listen. in this climate, you can't say things like that. In this climate, climate is crazy. Oh man. Atlantic JM says if Gano gets hurt, Dable and Shane should serve life in Guantanamo Bay. That's why I wanted to know if Cool was going to get elevated. That's what I want. That's why I wanted to know that, because they were hinting at that. And it's funny because we talked about that in the spaces this week, like as insurance, bring Cool up, and that's just, you don't usually do things like that. Regular teams don't have two kickers on an active roster on Sunday or on game day. We might have to do that just because we don't know if the first time we need Gano, if he's going to be available or not. And that sucks. Period. I don't know what the savings are going to be next year for Graham Gano, but I think we could have saved like $4 million if we would have cut him this year. And again, it has nothing to do with Graham Gano as he was fantastic. He was one of the best kickers out there. He's just getting old and falling apart, man. I wish him nothing but the best. Tomorrow, I hope he kicks 100%. Makes 100% of his extra points, 100% of his field goals. But sometimes, man, with Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. It is what it is. Big Moose says, "Yo, Big Dash, you made it in, bro. Hope all is well." Now, that's a fact. Now, everything was good. Just had a busy day. A lot of errands to run, had some things to take care of. Didn't think I was going to make it in time, and I didn't. I absolutely didn't. That's why we on here so late right now. But like I said, I was sitting on the couch watching some college football. My wife was like, "Might as well go ahead and do it. There's still a little bit of time left. You will still be live." So thank Mrs. Dash. Thank Mrs. Dash for that. Shout out to the missus. Shout out to the 164 people still in the building. Make sure you hit that like button, please. The New York Giants have a game tomorrow in Philadelphia versus the hated Eagles, with a chance for the sweep, with a chance to get this thing going again as far as stacking W's. Let's go ahead and do that, please. Please. Jesse says Max's cheesesteaks good. Live up the street from them. Creed movie. Okay. Max's. You know what's crazy, man? And since you live in Philadelphia, I'm assuming that's what. Yeah, obviously, because you said it's from the movie. The one thing I keep hearing about cheesesteaks in Philly, that they overrated a little bit. This is not a food show. I'm just saying, I keep hearing like it's the same things, because like I don't know if there's another region in the United States, with a food that's so significant to that city, and then a lot of people say you don't live up to the hype. And they said it, like the steak is tender, the cheese is good, the freaking rolls A+. They said it just lacks a little bit of seasoning. They got to hit a little more salt and pepper, man. A little bit salt and pepper on them cheesesteaks, and we'd be good. That's what I'm hearing. They lacking a little flavor. Peace and love is guy 6445 says, "Dash, I'm talking about your intro song to your videos, the instrumental." Oh, the regular videos. Yeah, that's the intro. The intro is Kenneth English. Kenneth English. You can find him on YouTube. That's the one to the videos. That's hold on. That's give me a second. That's this one, right? That's the one you was talking about. Let me know if that's the one you was talking about. Because if that's the one you're talking about, I got that from a guy named Kenneth English on YouTube. Like, I think it's like 3 years old. I think it might be like 3 years old. So yeah, that's Kenneth English. The intro to the live is my man Nove 9. My background beats, all of my background beats, my son makes those. So the one that's playing in the background right now, my son made that one. Yeah, yeah, we try to keep it close. Try to keep it close. My man Nacho says we all need 8 or 9 more wins. Nah, listen. You mean total, right? You mean total 8 or 9 wins. Because if we win 8 or 9 more, that means we got double digits. That's double digits. That's a 11-6. That's a 10-7. I'll take that too for sure. For sure. All right, I'm gonna scroll all the way down to the bottom so I can get caught up. I do apologize if I missed your comment. Just go ahead and put it in the comment section again. I will try to hit up a couple that stand out to me before I go all the way down to the bottom for sure. Shout out to a lot of people showing Tudo some love. That's a fact. Shout out to Tudo, one of those day one supporters, and shows love no matter who the Giant content creator is. For the people that watch other Giants content creators like myself, I watch everybody. Tudo was always in the building. Same thing with Big Moo. I see Big Moo, you all over the place too, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to all you guys that show multiple Giants content creators love, man. And shout out to the people that tuned in on Wednesday for the War Room. First time I had a panel, a planned panel like that. So hopefully you guys like that. Had some fantastic Giants content creators in the building for that one. So I appreciate that. Big Moose says, like and subscribe, guys. Let's get Big Dash to 10K. Yeah, we almost there. I think I'm just over 500 more to get to 10K. Fantastic feeling. That was the goal when I started the channel in May of 2022. It was like, first it was getting 100 subscribers, because I couldn't believe that I can get 100 people to vibe with me. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all with the love and support here. And then it was 1,000, and then ultimately 10,000 was the goal. Shout out to my man Prince Castro too, man. Prince Castro, 3 years ago, Prince Castro was right there saying, "Big Dash, man, I can see you hitting 10K in the future." So, thank you for putting that out in the atmosphere, and we almost there, and I appreciate that. Luann says, "Thanks, Miss Dash." Yeah, Mrs. Dash is the reason why I'm on tonight, because I tell you, I was like, man, I'm late already. People probably done fell asleep. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting like, she was like, nah, they might be up, they might rock with you. Let's see what happens. And sure enough, you guys are rocking with me. So I appreciate that. I appreciate my wife too for the extra support. Shout out to Atlantic JM with the new membership. Thank you. And welcome to the Big Blue Nation. I appreciate your love and support, man. 100%. 100%. Kenya says, do you think Juice Wells will get some run since he has history with Dart? Absolutely not. And it's not because he doesn't have history with, it's not because of those reasons. It's because Darius Slayton came back and they got Jalen Hyatt. That's it. Maybe they feel a little bit funny about Bo Collins and they want to give Juice Wells a shot. Maybe that happens. I think if you get Juice Wells on the field, then you absolutely see him get some targets, because they do have chemistry. But I don't think he gets the chance to dress. I don't think it happens. Maybe hopefully for him it does. We're still trying to figure some things out right now. We're still trying to fill out this wide receiver room, and I think Juice Wells can absolutely bring something. He could. Prince Hakeem says, if we get 8 or 9 more wins, that means we keep Dable Bowen. Hell no. I'm gonna ask you this, Prince Hakeem, man. I think I know the answer. So right now, if they told you the New York Giants can be 11-6, right? 11-6. That means we go 9-1 in these last 10 games. You gonna say no? Prince, make sure I want to see your answer. Yeah, just tell me, say yes or no. If right now the football guys called you up and say, hey, I can promise you 11-6, you just got to keep Dable and Bowen, are you still saying no? I want to know. Actually, I want to hear Prince Hakeem's answer, but I also want to see y'all answer that as well. Y'all turning down 11-6 because you hate the coaches that bad? Let me know. Ski Mask. Look, I'm tripping. The Ski Mask boy says, no on the Giants going 9-1. I didn't say we would go 9-1. I'm saying if the football guys told you, hey, you know, Prince said yes. Yeah, that's crazy. He said, yeah, can't keep Bowen. I hear you, man. I don't like Bowen either. You know what's crazy? This is the first time I saw Shane Bowen look scared at the presser on Thursday. He hit you with the same little pump fake. Oh, I got to do better. I got to make sure Dexter's on. Like, if you're a defensive coordinator and you come out of your mouth and say, yeah, I got to find ways to get Dexter on the field, I'm sorry. You are not the one. You are not the one. But if the football guys called me and said, Dash, we can go 11-6. Giants go 11-6. You just got to keep Shane Bowen and Dable. I'm gonna tell them, go ahead and get it done. I need that 11-6. Go ahead and get it done. Go ahead and get it done. Because at the end of the day, I want the wins. I want the dubs for sure, 100%. I want it. The Big Moose says, I watched the tape of the Philly game and the Denver game today. 7 out of 8 great quarters, very encouraging. Yeah, man. Yeah, like it's crazy to me. The collapse is so crazy because everything was working. Like, as much as we talk about Shane Bowen, Brian Dable, and the coaching, the beginning of these games are like flawless. Just think about all these games since Dart has been starting. Every game we took the lead. Chargers game took the lead. Saints game took the lead. You know what I mean? Philly game had the lead the whole game. Actually, no, we didn't. Took the lead. Denver Broncos had the lead for 3 and 7/8 quarters. We got a problem with finishing, and that's it. Shane Bowen, can he get better? Everybody can get better. Will he get better? There's nothing there to prove it. But again, football guys call me and say 11-6. I'm taking 11-6. Mr. Cheesecake says, can't wait for Bowen to run prevent on 4th and 1. Oh man, it's only funny because it's true. Nah, life fruit. Nah, that's a fact. He said running back next year, no Bowen. Listen, it's a bad watch when you see Bowen, some of the decision making. But again, this team has played well despite Bowen. You had guys making plays. You got press man corners. You play off man or zone. It's just you can't get Abdul Carter on the field. Consistently, like the last play of the game in that Denver, well, not the last play of the game, but the most important play of the game, right after the Jackson Dart touchdown to take the lead back over. You don't have Dex on the field. You don't have Abdul Carter on the field rushing the quarterback. That's just dumb. It's dumb on Shane Bowen, and it's dumb on Brian Dable for letting it happen for the second time. Fool me once, you know what the deal is. Fool me twice, now we got some problems. The Big Moose says Giants 27, Dirty Birds 21. I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. Couch Coach Tommy. Shout out to Couch Coach Tommy. He says, I don't get the feeling that the young players are vibing with the coaching staff, body language, interactions all seem awkward and uncomfortable to my eyes. I see what you're talking about. One thing that I don't like, and a lot of it is just the head coach, man. It's just Brian Dable. Brian Dable loves coaching Jackson Dart and nobody else. That's what it seems like to me. That's what my eyes are telling me. Even when he's celebrating, it looks awkward. The high fives and all that stuff. I think what it is they're not comfortable. When you're coaching from the hot seat, like, are you really comfortable? And it shows that he's not comfortable. Side Guy Bry says, where'd it go? Side Guy Bry says they were gassed, Big Dad. Yeah, they were. They were tired as hell. But you can't collapse like that, man. That you can't do that, man. And then we just think about all the timeouts that we wasted while we had the lead still in the fourth quarter too. or in that second half, I should say. Like if these guys need a breather, they need to breathe. You had a timeout in your pocket too, for the most part. You use the timeouts when you see your defense gas like that. Again, that's situational football. That's on the head coach. Wasting timeouts and then keeping the timeout in your pocket for what? Brian Burns can't even breathe. He's limping up and down. We got a 5-yard penalty. You see him trying to get back. He got a hurt ankle, hurt foot, whatever it is. He got a hurt foot and a hurt hip. Call a timeout so we don't give them an additional 5 yards, especially when we talk about getting in field goal range. It's ridiculous to me. And a lot of this stuff is elementary, and a lot of this stuff is just bad coaching. Bad coaching. Kenya says, if we get rid of Dable, Kafka, Bowen, who would you like for their replacements? I get this question a lot, man. My perfect scenario is not going to happen. Won't happen because the guy that I want coaching the New York Giants is currently suing the New York Giants. That's Brian Flores. I would love the combination of Brian Flores and Josh McCown as an OC. That's what I would love to see, but it's not going to happen. Obviously, with the lawsuit, it is what it is. And then also with the way the Vikings are losing now, not now, but they don't have JJ McCarthy. They're playing Carson Wentz. It looks horrible. A lot of people maybe Josh McCown is not a hot name anymore. At one point, Josh McCown was one of the leading candidates for the Houston Texans job. And that was just him being a quarterbacks coach in Carolina and the staff that got fired. So, it is what it is with that. Shout out to my yellow hat. I'm sorry, Mr. Yellow Hat. Respectfully, Mr. Yellow Hat, as a new member, welcome to the Big Blue Nation. Appreciate your love and support. Really do. The Big Moose says, regardless of the record, this is the best we've looked in years. Facts. Yeah, facts. You said you heard I was suiting up tomorrow. I wish. I'm too old, man. They had me out there looking like Brandon Graham. Y'all see Brandon Graham? Y'all see the videos of Brandon? He unretired. He went to the Philadelphia. Brandon Graham looked like somebody in the Philadelphia costume. Like a football player's costume. That's what Brandon Graham is out of shape. I'm sorry. Y'all saw him? Y'all saw him in the locker room? He looked fresh out of Cancun, man. He looked fresh out of, I thought I was really done. But Howie called me and said, let's go. That man is not in shape. Not in shape at all. It was hilarious. I said, man, he ain't playing. Who we fooling? He ain't playing. Also, I heard no Azeez Ojulari, no Adoree Jackson as well. That's crazy too, man, because I really did like Azeez. But he can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy at all. Boat Josh said, y'all got to stop talking about that Denver game. You're right. We're going to leave it alone. You're absolutely right. There was some positives. A lot of positives. One big negative, but a lot of positives. Wait a minute. What? Jonathan Hart. Shout out to Jonathan Hart. I remember you. He says, Commander fan here, rooting for G-Men tomorrow. Nah, I appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate that. I remember you, though. I remember you week one. You was in here talking crazy. Nah, I appreciate the love and support, though, man. For real. BG is Father Flanagan for the Beagles. Nah, that's hilarious. BG is Pop. Nah, if you told me he was a grandfather, I would believe it. It's crazy how bad. He look like he out of shape, man. He really do. Big Moose says, Scatterbull's going to war tomorrow. Philly is pissed that he ran over them 2 weeks ago. This should be fun. Nah, that's a fact, man. So actually, again, and we've been vibing, man. We've been vibing for about an hour. I haven't even got to talk about the game too much outside of, something with the secondary. You know how I start every week, man. Obviously, the game plan for the defense is to be able to stop the run. You got to focus on Saquon Barkley. If you're able to stop the run, then things can happen. Also, we got to play with a lead. You play with a lead, you get the defensive front pinning their ears back, going after Jalen Hurts. That's the recipe right there for me. So being able to stop the run the ball, Cam Scatterbull, heavy Cam Scatterbull. And you know what's funny? It's a broken record. Every week it's the same thing because it works. Heavy 12 personnel, a little bit of 13 personnel, get the tight ends involved early. We see it. We see it. I wish Bellinger was tight end one, but he's not going to be tight end one. They're still going to roll with Theo Johnson out there, but we still see with that 12 personnel, Bellinger is getting a lot of snaps for sure, for sure. But that's the recipe for the New York Giants right now. When you don't have that dominant wide receiver one, especially with the situation that the New York Giants are having, and that 12 personnel is working. Remember what a lot of people were saying. Well, a lot of people weren't saying, but what I was saying, you got to get targets to Bellinger, and we see when you give him the targets, what does he do? He catches the ball. He catches the ball. He might have one drop this year. But you see, man, you give him the opportunity, he's doing his thing, unlike some other people that we want to step up. Was it no limit? Pool 7114 says, how do we feel about Koo? I don't know how to feel about Koo. I know he was a kicker for a long time in Atlanta. Atlanta plays in a dome. He has some issues, and they cut him. He is a native New Jersey. He's from Jersey. Yeah, he is from. I think he's from Edison. Not 100% sure, but definitely rooting for him. But I don't know how to feel about him. He got cut, and then we picked him up and we put him on the practice squad. We didn't sign him to the 53, and we left him on the practice squad mainly because we didn't have any money. That dark friend says I was wrong about Bellinger. Throw him the ball. Now that's a fact, man. A lot of people kept saying, man, and I remember they was like, he had a promising rookie year and then he fell off. I was like, no, he didn't fall off. They stopped using him. He's from Bergen County. Okay, he's from Bergen County. Yeah, they stopped using Bellinger. They turned him into a glorified fullback when we got Darren Waller, and then we drafted Theo Johnson right after that, and we put him on the back burner. And I'm sitting here and I couldn't understand it, man, because for me, there's all these analytics. There's this, that, there's these reports, people with their write-ups and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I believe what my eyes are seeing. And when I see Daniel Bellinger, every time you throw him the ball, it's damn near first down. Good things happen when you throw Daniel Bellinger the ball. So I just knew for a fact, I'm like, yo, he gets more targets. We'll see the true value of Daniel Bellinger. Just think about a lot of people wanted to get rid of him. I wanted to get rid of respectfully, I wanted to get rid of Manhurts. I said keep Greg Dulcich, you keep Bellinger, you keep Theo Johnson, and I wanted to keep 4 tight ends anyway. You keep Fedoni, and that's another guy who I think once we actually start using Fedoni, you can do some things with him too. But listen, I'm not the coach, man. I want to see some things happen though. Money Mike, yeah, 100% right. He said this would be a great time for an Abdul Carter breakout game. We've been waiting for it. Him and Dexter Lawrence been waiting for it. He is so close to. He is like almost there every time. Pressure. You need to turn that into sacks, man. Really do. C-Rock NY Blue says, whose fault? Dable or DJ? Both. Sometimes you just need to change the scenery. We see it like we saw the way that they used Daniel Jones in 2022. And then they wanted to expand the playbook, and it was not successful. Daniel Jones goes to the Vikings first, gets great coaching over there, then goes to the Colts where the scheme is fantastic, but also they got a great running back, great offensive line, and weapons on the outside. All Daniel Jones got to do is be on time. And we see that. With us, he wasn't on time. He was late and didn't trust things. He's out there winging it. Crazy. Sometimes you just need to change the scenery. And guess what? I like Jackson Dart better. Things happen for a reason. Plus, that nickname Indiana Jones is fire. So I'm happy for him over there with the Colts. I just know for a fact once they get into the playoffs, it's a different story. We'll see what happens, man. I hope wish him nothing but the best, but we'll see what happens. Couch Coach Tommy says his eye injury really set him back even after his return. I got to give you just a little bit of pushback on that. And you're right though. They after that eye injury in Jacksonville, he lost 5 weeks. He was out for 5 weeks. But when he came back, he made plays in the Viking games, both of them. That last game with the Vikings and also in the playoffs with the Vikings. So yes, I think it was bothering him still, but I still think he was good. Now, was it a setback? Absolutely, because he was missing out on snaps as a rookie. But I think he was still there though. He was still confident, still playing. You said, "Oh, you mean who's at fault for what?" Now I'm starting to see what your question is as far as for Bellinger. Who's at fault for Bellinger? Or you mean who's at fault just for the Giants being who the Giants are when Dable and DJ were here? Because if we're going to talk about for Bellinger, I'm blaming Brian Dable 100% for the lack of development or lack of use for Daniel Bellinger. 100%. That's on Brian Dable. Yep, no AJ Brown. Hayes Window. I still believe that that's one of the dopest names. Hayes Window is fire. 007, that's fire. That's fire. Jay Snow says Bellinger catches everything. That's a fact. Rappaport, what's that? Atlantic JM says Rappaport just said Burns is expected to play tomorrow. Yeah. Burns said one thing about Burns, man. If Burns tell you something, you better believe it. Burns told you if I can play, I'm gonna play. This is how he's built. He said that's something in that Florida water. It is what it is. When he said it at the locker 2 days ago, he said I'm playing on. He just said that as a matter of fact. I'm like, okay, cool. I believe him. Jay Snow says Bellinger's catch rate is insane. Yeah, it is. Bellinger is a lot better than people think he is. Was it Vapor Riz 3R? Let me know if I'm saying it right. I got Vapor Riz 3R. Then I'm thinking Vap O Riz 3R. I'm thinking Vapor O Riz, whatever. He says, "Hey Dash, just crazy to think about how different our team would be if we lost that Colts game last year. Everything happens for a reason." Now that's a fact. That's a fact, because if we lose that Colt game, we talking about Cam Ward being a New York Giant, if we honest. Right? Everything does happen for a reason. You're 100% right. We passed on all those quarterbacks in 2024 and got Malik Neighbors for a reason. All that stuff happened for a reason. Now you got Jackson Dart. Like, the vibes is high when it comes to Jackson Dart. Just think about what the needs were when we picked Cam Scatterboo as well. Running back wasn't high on the list. That running back class was so deep. You could have got a running back. You could have got a running back in the 6th round last year, and still possibly got a quality guy. But nah, things happen for a reason. Look at Marcus Bowe. Everybody said Marcus Bowe was fantastic, but his arms are too short. Fell right into the laps of the New York Giants. In the arm zone, thank you, Vaporizer. Thank you for that. Oh, Vaporizer, what you said. Let me know. Vaporizer is tough too. But yeah, Marcus Bowe fell right into our laps. Like, this is one of the best draft classes, man. And now, hopefully, you can get more out of Abdul Carter, and it's just home run after home run. You know what will really be the icing on the cake, though, for real, is if Corey Black ended up being a good cornerback. Imagine that. Like, he made the 53, we cut him, tried to put him on a practice squad. He said, F y'all, and ran to the Jets. And then he sat on the Jets practice squad all season. Then Joe Shane went and said, hey, not only am I calling you to the 50, you might have a chance to play this week. And he really might have a chance to play. It's not like he doesn't know the defense. He knows the defense. He was here all summer. You might really see Corey Black play tomorrow. Like, really. Here's my thing. Respectfully, could he be worse than Tay Banks is playing right now? I think, I really do think that Tay Banks is better than what we're seeing. We're just never going to see it because he really is a press man corner. He's really a press man corner. And we're not playing him to the best of his ability, but also he's making a lot of mistakes. And the same thing that's been happening since he got here, not turning his head around, is the same issue. And as long as he has that issue, he's going to be limited. And we see that all the time. And that's why we feel Like we just can't trust him on the field. We saw it, man. We saw what happened. And I'm sorry to go back to the Denver game, but we saw what happened in the Denver game as soon as he got in there. They targeted him. Back shoulder throws on Tay Banks, probably 100%. You're probably getting that every time, or it's going to be a pass interference. That's just the way he plays. He doesn't get his head around. Quarterbacks can just pick you apart with that. Pick on you. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. I swear I'm done with the Denver game now. Vaporizer. I think it does. It does. Vaporizer makes all the sense in the world now. He says 2022 draft class coming out this year too. Not a complete wash. Okay. Man. So McFadden got hurt flat. Yes. Evan Neal, no. Tibbs, yes. Joshua Zoodle, Marcus McKeithen, no. What's his name? Darian Beaver, no. Wandale Robinson, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're absolutely right. I don't think Joshua Zoodle gets a second contract. He's on a contract year. He's probably done. Can't stay healthy. But yeah, we were down on that class at first, and then I think with Tibbs playing better now, it makes it that much better. Bellinger too. Bellinger too. I forgot about. Thank you. It's late. Thank you very much, Belton Bellinger. Now that's a fact. Yeah, that's a hit. That's a hit. 2022 ended up being a hit. I just think we saw early success from Micah McFadden. We saw slow but steady success with Cordell Flott, but nothing really to write home about. Wandale Robinson got hurt his first year. Remember, he had to come back off the ACL and then, constantly getting better. So, no, you're absolutely right. But that Evan Neal being a miss sucks. And then, one of those guards not working. Marcus McKeithen and Joshua Zoodle not working. It weighed heavy on that class. Pause. Did I miss one? Shout out to my man Jonathan Pride in the building. What's going on? I missed the pause, huh? My bad. Keep me on point though. Pause. Philly wants retribution, and we don't adjust our game plan. Looking like a big. Nah, listen. Nah, you're absolutely right. We do got to make some adjustments, but if we can stop the run, ain't too much that Philly can do. In all honesty, your big target down the field, and AJ Brown. That's your ticket right there. He's not playing. Devontae Smith is cool, man. I like Devontae Smith. He was almost a giant, as a matter of fact. But I like our chances with him not being on the field. But I like our chances even more with Cam Jurgens not starting. And Dickerson is hurt still, even though he's playing. Lane Johnson is getting older. I think our defensive front is going to be able to do some things again. Just got to get after Hurts, man. Got to rattle him early. I'm glad we got the early game too. But, shout out to the Big Moose says, who are we going to extend dash? A lot of players up. Hold on, let me get some water. My allergies is kicking my ass today. I definitely, at the beginning of the season, and we just want to talk about that draft class, that's one thing. But I think the number one priority right now is Jermaine Illuminor. You got to get him extended. Jermaine Illuminor is number one on my list, then Cordell Flott, then Micah McFadden. I think those are the guys that you need to get extensions to. We already have Tibbs on his 5th-year option for next year. So, do we really need to be in a rush for Tibbs? Not exactly. Unless you want that cap hit to come down in 2026. So, yeah, so and then like I said, so Jermaine Illuminor is number one, Cordell Flott is 2, Micah McFadden is 3, Tibbs is already done. Evan Neal's not getting the contract. Dane Belton, the price got to be right for Dane Belton. I think what happens, you got to make the Daniel Bellinger deal work too. You got to keep Daniel Bellinger on this team. I don't think it's going to cost you a lot of money. It's going to cost you more money than it does right now. But when you think about that tight end room, nobody's really getting paid in that tight end room. You got Theo Johnson, 4th-round pick. You got Fedoni, who's a 6th-round pick, 6th or 7th-round pick. Can't remember exactly right now. So you're not paying. Manhurts ain't making no money. So you can get a Bellinger deal done. But Jermaine Illuminor is probably the one, Big Move. He's probably the one that's going to cost us some money to get him extended. Now, some people will say if the price is too high, you just throw Marcus Bow in there. I'm one of those people too. But the way that Illuminor is playing right now, I don't want to break that up. Shout out to my man Bookend Tackles if he's still in the building right now. But right now, the Giants got bookend tackles. Andrew Thomas, Jermaine Illuminor. Those are bookend tackles right now. And the chemistry right now is fantastic. Also, you don't know what's going to happen in the draft or free agency. So you might really just kick Marcus Bow in that guard. Because I don't think Van Roten's playing another year after this. I think he hangs it up. But yeah. Shout out to Trisha K in the building. Says, yo, Dash, what up? Let's get this win. That's a fact. That's a fact, Trisha. Isaac Moore says Kayvon going to get a bag or a franchise. Definitely getting the bag. I think with the 5th-year option, I think it's like 15, 16 million, right? So that's already paid for 2026. Is that 5th-year option on Kayvon? If you want that cap hit to come down, though, you gotta you gotta get him a new deal. You gotta get him a new deal if you want that cap hit down. Because if you give him an extension, you roll some of that money into bonuses, you're creating cap space, which we're gonna need to sign guys like Bellinger. Guys like Wandell. That's another thing. Wandell, I don't know what Wandell's market looks like right now. You gave all that money to Darius Slayton. You do have a way to get. You can. There's an option to get out of that Darius Slayton contract. Do you dump Darius Slayton? Then whatever money you was really going to give Darius Slayton, you give that money to Wandell with a little bit more and keep Wandell. They got some things to do, man. And the funny thing about all this, we're talking about these moves for next year. We really don't know who's going to be here as far as the regime goes. Is it going to be Joe Shane making these decisions? Is it going to be Brian Dable, making these decisions? That's the other thing too, man. We got to get through these games, man, because it's going to be a big off season for the Giants in 2026 with all of these contracts and guys that are up for contracts and stuff like that. And we don't got a whole bunch of money to play with either. Big Moo says Jermaine is worth $20 million a year. I'm gonna tell you this right now, Big Moo. We ain't got $20 million to give him. $20 million. You got to get really creative in order to get Jermaine to that 20 million mark. And the funny thing about it is, the longer we wait, the more expensive he's going to be. I think if you would have got that extension done in August, that number would have been closer to like 14, 15 million because he was making like 12. So in a $3 million bump is good money. But now, you're absolutely right. He might be in that 18 to $20 million range. Maybe he gives you a hometown discount. Maybe that happens. Maybe he's comfortable. He out here having kids, family is situated. He's settled. Maybe he gives you a little bit of a hometown discount. But you're absolutely right. That ticket is like 18 to 20 million right now. That's the going rate for solid right tackles right now. But I will also say this, man, I believe this, when you have your quarterback on a rookie contract, and that Super Bowl window is possibly getting ready to open, you got to pay these guys. You got to find a way to make that money, or to find that money. Maybe you look at Bobby Okereke's contract to try to make some space. I already said it with Graham Gano. That's more space. Nacho, more space. So there's ways to free up some cap space. You got to get that new Dexter Lawrence deal done. There's ways to create some cap space, but we definitely got to create, some more money. I think right now we got like $25-30 million for 2026. So it is what it is. My man Mark Thompson says Illuminor is going to get the money Neil should have gotten. That's another way to look at it. That is another way to look at it. Kenya Dig It 919 says head coach Spagnola from the Chiefs and Mike McDaniels, he is out of Miami after the season, and I apologize to Wink Martindale and bring him back as a Spagnola. Now here's the thing with this though. When you got Spagnola, that's a 4-3 defense, right? That's a 4-3 defense. You got Wink Martindale who prefers the 3-4 defense. That's too many chefs in the kitchen. You can't have Spagnola as a head coach, or Spags. I'm just calling him Spags because I can't say his name tonight for some reason. You got Spags and Wink on the same staff. Talking about running a defense. Nah, Can't do that. Too many egos, too many chefs, too many chefs. It's one or the other. It got to be one or the other at that point. And also, Spags is too comfortable right now. Spags is way too comfortable right now. Jesse said Burns need to be paid. Burns is paid. Burns is paid. He got the biggest cap hit out of everybody. Burns is already paid. Sign, seal, deliver. Burns is here for a while. We ain't got to worry about Burns going anywhere anytime soon. That we might touch his contract just so we can make more space to get somebody else's deal done. But we ain't got to worry about Burns going anywhere anytime soon. Phil the Agony says Illuminor turns 31 this year. I'll give him a 2-year deal. That sounds about right. Listen, we wanted to give him a 3-year deal when we signed him. He said no, he only wanted a 2-year deal because he wanted to re-up. This is the first time Jermaine Illuminor got real money. He was a journeyman before this. He was at Baltimore. He was at New England. He was with the Raiders. He wasn't making no bread. He ain't started really getting some money till he got to the Giants. And he did that for a reason. He saw himself on an upswing. He bet on himself. He said, nah, I want the 2-year deal. And I'm going to re-up. I'm going to get one more contract before I retire. And hopefully he does that as a New York Giant. Hopefully he does. Big Moose says need to keep Jermaine between him and AT keeps the quarterback safe. Now, that's a fact. Book and tackles, man. Andrew, listen, I said some things about Andrew Thomas because I was mad about him being injured all the time early this year. And I apologize. I'm going to say this right now. There's no way that they can snub Andrew Thomas from an All-Pro nomination or All-Pro, being on an All-Pro. There's no way they're going to be able to snub him. He is doing some fantastic things right now. Outside of him missing, those first couple of games since he got here, flawless, damn near flawless. I think he's an All-Pro for sure this year. Shout out! Listen, in all honesty, like we give Jackson Dart flowers, Cam Scatterboot, his flowers. We give Andrew Thomas his flowers. That whole offensive line is playing. Shout out to the offensive line. Shout out to Carmen Brasillo. This offensive line, man, I'm so proud of this offensive line. This is something that we've been waiting for too, to have a solid offensive line. And again, it's patchwork. Like Van Roten is patchwork. JMS, we were ready to throw JMS away. He's looking better. He's looking like a guy that, maybe we don't draft another center in 2026 early. That's how good JMS is playing right now. And John Runyon, I was looking at John Runyon like, is this guy really worth the money? Did we get the worst offensive lineman from Green Bay? And then he's playing well too. I think a lot of that has to do with the quarterback too, because as much as the offensive line helps out the quarterback and quick decision making also helps out the offensive line. So man, but shout out to the offensive line for doing big things this year. Keeping that young guy safe. My man Mark says, I don't see Illuminor taking less than $20 million. And he shouldn't. But I hope he does. I'm hoping that his wife loves New Jersey. I'm hoping that their house is fantastic and comfortable. I'm hoping that he's the type of guy that hates to move around because he's been moving around so much. I hope there's so many things that are negatives from him leaving New Jersey that he, maybe he takes that $18 million. Or maybe we get creative with the cap, put a lot of money at the end of his contract, and see if he bites. Pause. The Big Moose says restructure contracts. Call Howie in Philly. He knows how to move money. Nah, you're absolutely right. He does. Isaac says Wan'Dale has a case to make as much as Slayton. There's no way that both Slayton and Wan'Dale are on this squad making the same amount of money. Somebody got to go. And it might be Slayton. Respectfully. Like, just think about it, man. This wide receiver room probably looks a lot different next year. I mean, if we do the right things, it's going to look different next year. So that's the biggest thing for me is figuring out who's going to be the guy that steps up. And right now, it looks like Wan'Dale Robinson is that guy. Unfortunately, it's a contract year. He's going to be looking for some money. The good thing about that is he's a slot receiver, so he's going to get paid like a slot receiver. But again, who deserves the money more right now? Wandell has stepped up. That dark friend says AT might be the best pure pass blocker at left tackle. He's the best left tackle in the league right now, hands down. Hands down, 100%, no doubt in my mind. He's the best left tackle in the NFL right now, and that's saying a lot. I can't. There's nobody better than him, especially in pass pro right now. Left tackle. I don't care who it is. Andrew Thomas is the best left tackle in football right now. Is that right? That's right. That's why I'm glad you said Illuminor is only making $7 million a year. That's what I'm saying. So, and I do apologize because I had him making, I thought he was making 12 to 13. So just think about that, right? So before this season starts, he was making $7 million. If you telling me if you would have offered Illuminor in August, if you would have offered Illuminor August, July, if you would have offered him $13-14 million, that's double than what he was making right now, he would have took that contract. He would have felt stupid. He would have felt stupid, but he takes that double, a 50% raise. What? 100% raise. What are we talking about? 100% raise? What? He takes that. He takes that. Double what? Now 14 million don't look like, it looks like a low ball. It is a low ball. What's that? MBX13 says, whole lot of hopes, Dash. Nah, that's a fact. It's a lot of hope, man. Listen, I survived off hopium for so long. That's all we had. That's all the New York Giants had was hope, man. I know how to use the hope. Kenya says, I'm good with Slayton going. It would. I'm good with Slayton going. It would get a stud wide receiver in the first round or off-season signing. And see. Yes. First off, yes. Definitely in the first round. But we talk about signing a guy. Do you want Wandell? Because if you want Wandell will be that wide receiver signing. And when you look at the wide receiver market, really, when you look at the wide receiver market in free agency in 2026, not too many names out there. So you're better off just signing your own back. And then, actually, you know what I just thought about? I thought about this. You just restructure Slayton too. You force him to take less money. Maybe you do that, because we already know. God knows, Darius Slayton likes to be a New York Giant. He turned down more money to come back to the New York Giants. I believe it was Atlanta. I think Atlanta was a team that was offering him a little, not crazy more. It wasn't a lot more money than the Giants, but they did offer him more money, and he chose to stay with the Giants. I'm probably going to try to pressure him into taking less money, restructure his contract, to either cut him and try to re-sign him at a less amount, and hit him with the, hey, you know what, you're one of the best teammates here. You're a New York Giants guy. Hey, we need to restructure your contract in order to keep Wandell. You like Wandell, don't you? You like Wandell in this room. You guys have a good relationship. Help us out. And Darius Slayton can say, yeah, you know what, Wandell's my guy. I'll take less money. Or he can say, hell no, this is my contract. I signed. Well, I'm sorry, you got to go. Because if you ask me right now to pick from Darius Slayton to Wandell Robinson, I think you know what the answer is. Respectfully. Because I like Darius Slayton. Shout out to the big move with the $2 super chat. Says, seems most of our rookies take 3 years to show up. That's crazy. Well, yeah. The 2022 class, 2023 class. Yes, I'm still waiting on Jalen Hyde to show up. Imagine if that happens. If Jalen Hyde I know this. I don't even actually. I'll take it back. I don't even want to do that. I done fell on my face so many times over Jalen Hyde. I'm gonna leave that alone. But you guys know where I was getting at, man. If your draft picks showed up when they're supposed to show up, we wouldn't even be having these conversations like we're having right now. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is. Side guy Brad, yeah, we talked about that earlier. For sure. Faye says, damn, it's late. Nah, that's a fact. It is late. We're going to wrap this thing up, man. It's midnight. It's already tomorrow. New York Giants play in a few hours. Mark says, Dash, I see you getting excited about having Illuminor back. I hope so. Let's get Bo in one of those guard spots. Right guard it's already written. Mark, you already know what it is. I thought maybe we kick Illuminor inside and put Bo at right tackle, but Illuminor is playing so well right now, man. You can't make that switch right now. And then you know what? You got your rookie. Put your rookie in the inside. Now, once like I said, he is getting older. Then you can make that switch again. You kick Illuminor inside and Bo on the outside, and then you might be straight though. We'll see what happens. Also, we got a draft class, man. We got a draft class coming up too. I'm assuming we take 1 or 2 linemen too in that draft class just to keep the Caps in a good spot. You got to draft better, and the draft picks got to show up quicker. Like we see the 2024 class and the 2025 class doing that thing already. Imagine if 2022 and 2023 had the same start as 24 and 25. Right now, we be in great business, great shape. Which one you talking about? Said Dash, love that old line from Wisconsin for the draft. Which guy you talking about in particular, though? Unless you just talking about all of them. You just like the whole offensive line, period. My man Mark says, we got cap space next year. We can pay these guys, not paying Dart or Neighbors for a while. Yeah, no, that's a fact. But like when I saw it, we had like $25-30 million, unless it's more than that. Well, you also got I don't think they throw in the numbers for the whatever the cap get raised to. But yeah, man, from what I saw, it was like $25-30 million. And some people can make that work. They can make that stretch for sure. I'm curious to see what happens. We got a lot of people to sign, though. It's a lot of people up for contracts. You know what I mean? The Big Moose says, F this crap, kick the dirty brick. Yeah, we talking a lot about the future. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We need to be focused on these Philadelphia Eagles, man. And that's how we're gonna end this conversation, man. Is focusing on the Philadelphia Eagles. So I know a lot of people put that put in their estimation, or I'm sorry, their thoughts about the game for tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think. Give me a score prediction. A lot of people put their prediction in. Go ahead, put your score prediction in right now, and we're going to get out of here because it's already tomorrow. Sean Jackson says, Big Dad, speaking of history. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Coach said he can't extend him. No, he's done. That contract is finished. You know how much money he's making this year? Ridiculous. And cutting him, you wouldn't have made no money. It would have been a hit. So you just keep him, and he can't even get a jersey. All right, so let's get to some of these. That Dark Friend says 28-20 Giants. Jesse says 24-21 G-Men. Arlan says 27-24 Giants. Trisha K says, Dash, would you do a collab with Bad Dog? Absolutely. I absolutely would. Shout out to Bad Dog. I like Bad Dog. Brandon J says, we eating rotisserie eagle tomorrow, 2017 Giants. That's a fact. Money Bank says 38-10 Giants. Couch Coach Thomas says 21-17 Giants. I'm loving it. My man Mark says 27-24 Giants. So who's making that field goal though, Mark? Is it going to be cool? Is it going to be good? No. Hurts going to be a Theismann. That's crazy. We don't wish injuries on anybody. Theismann is crazy. A lot of people won't even get that reference. That lets me know that we here, Jesse. We here, because I understood what you meant when you said Theismann. Kenya says 24-14 Giants. Michael Knight, what's going on, Michael Knight? He says 24-17 Giants. My score is 24-17 New York Giants. That's what I got. Big Mo. Mr. Yellow Hat says 35-21 Big Blue. Trisha K, 28-24 Giants. I like that score too. Vaporizer says, let's go Big Blue, 31-28 Giants. Brandon says, with our luck, the Scottish Hammer will be kicking field goals. Come on, man. Don't do that to us. Isaac says 24-20 Giants. Oh yeah, I saw that game too. Said it was brutal. Yeah, it was. You know, it's bad when the defender is calling over the staff to come get Theismann. That's what LT was waving over the staff to come get him, because it was bad. LT knew it right away. He probably heard the snap too, man. It probably sound crazy on the field. Mark Thompson says we scoring 4 touchdowns. Gano will miss a PA. Come on. Laugh out loud. 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. I'm loving it. Big Moose says I'm so pumped for this effing game. Now that's a fact, man. Listen, man. I'm bringing the broom out tomorrow, man. I'm bringing the broom out. You guys saw the video that I put out, the tweets I've been tweeting with the gifts, the Dave Chappelle gift. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do tomorrow, man. I need this dub bad for a few reasons. For a few reasons. Is it Shamik? Shamik Boy says number 1 returns. Number 1 returns next year. Fire. But again, shout out to the 165 people in the building. Again, please make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are a New York Giants fan and you bleed blue, go ahead and hit the membership as well. Again, a lot of that goes to the studio, to all the work that we put out over here as well. I Am Hip Hop says Giants win 26-21. Couch Coach Tommy says, do you live stream for the game? Watch it? No, I don't, because it's funny because a lot of people ask me that same question. I can't do it, man. I'm too into the games. You can ask my wife, man. She's like, you got to sit down. Your blood pressure. Nah, man. So that's why I don't do the watch alongs, because first off, I'm yelling at the screen. You would never see me at camera. I'm always standing up when I'm watching the Giants play. Pause. So yeah, that's why I don't do it. I tried to do it in the preseason. It was okay, but yeah, really, I can't really be myself watching the Giants and trying to, do the stream at the same time. So that's why I don't do it. I don't think it'll be any good, but that's the reason why. Vapor Rider says, thanks, Big Dash. Pause. I don't know why you pausing to thank you, but I appreciate the love and support. Nova Nebula says, yo, what's going on, Nova Nebula? Where you been, man? I was late and you even later. Nova, what's going on? What's going on? Nah, man. Shout out to the New York Giants. I'm hoping for a good game tomorrow. I'm hoping to stack these W's again. Big game from Jackson Dart. And I'm hoping that Darius Slayton redeems himself. Because that would go a really long way for me. But with that being said, let me check the super chats, make sure I got everybody with the super chats. And I did. We're all good. Please don't send any more super chats tonight, because I'm about to get out of here. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.